Hello everyone, and welcome to the Brickformula review of LEGO set 7067 Jet-Copter Encounter. And it has 375 pieces for ages 7 to 14, which is great. I fit right in. I'm actually 14 on the inside. It's from the series Alien Conquest, and it retails for $39.99. Here's a picture of the copter on the front cover against two little alien ships. Okay, that doesn't sound fair. Here are the minifigures. More on that later. On the back you see the playability, okay, and the rear view. If you notice, you see him capture the alien, which is weird. I would think that we kill them all first before we capture them, but whatever. Here you see the alien ship. It can connect together, and it can split up when you shoot at it. This way they can say, haha, miss me. Alright, more on that later. So let's move on to the set. Okay, here we have the minifigures. Okay, there's 3 of them, and let's start with the pilot. Here's what he looks like with the body art. Okay, it's pretty nice detail there. Here's the back. The helmet has a visor which does not move up or down, it just stays there. And here's his first look where he's on a killing streak. I especially like his other look, which is a little more quizzical. With the helmet on, it looks like he just farted inside his suit and he's breathing it in. So let's just excuse him for now. He comes with 2 guns which will mount on the Jet-Copter, which is pretty neat. And he gets 2 guns because he has twice the amount of aliens to kill. Alright? And how cool is that? Okay. So, here we have the aliens, which I must say, the heads are pretty funny looking. They remind me of the old men in the park who look at the girls as they walk by. Allow me to demonstrate. And there we have it. Pretty funny, right? Okay, so let's take a closer look. Here's the body art. Okay, pretty standard for an alien. And there's the back. I guess they're twins because they have the same pants, the same shirt, the same gun. But I think they go overboard when they start having the same ship. Let's take a look at that now. Okay, here we have the twin alien ships. They're pretty identical, so that means I only have to review one of them, thank goodness. Okay, this canopy opens like this, and can go as far as there. When you put the pilot in, okay, I just want you to be aware that he doesn't really sit straight on the seat. He's had that little space there. He's still pretty good, okay, but if it bothers you, you can always make sure that he sits at a perfectly 90 degrees with his back and his legs like that. And you can put him in like so, and that'll do the job, okay? Close the canopy, and here's what it looks like from the top, the left side. Here's the bottom. Here's the back. Alright, and there's the front. As you may have noticed, these 2 sides can move up and down. Okay, they won't get blocked by the minifigure in there. Okay, it's pretty neat. And it can combine with the other one like so. It's only connected by this one peg. The blue one is here to prevent it from swiveling. Okay, and there you go. The twins are together. You can always split it up for fun. Okay, and I like how it comes with a black peg and a blue peg on this one. Now the twins won't fight over whose ship is theirs. Okay, so let's move on to the main attraction. Okay, here we have the Jet-Copter, which is really awesome looking. Alright, so let me just adjust my camera so I have more space to work with. Now we can see it from the top. Alright, and there's the side. Pretty neat, huh? There's the bottom. Okay, here's the back. And here's the front. Really awesome. He has a lot of guns too. You got the 2 here. You have the laser beam, some flick missiles, and some guns on the side. So he's pretty well armed. So the aliens should be afraid of him. Okay, so let me just go on to the playability. Okay, the first thing I want to point out is that I took off the rotors. This way they won't get in the way and it's easier to see everything. So let's start with the canopy. Okay, which is pretty easy to take off. Alright, it's only attached by this one stud here and these 2 right here. And if you look inside, it's pretty spacious. Okay, there's no wrong way to put your pilot inside. I usually prefer to put him in the first 4 studs. This way he can lean back and he has some space to work with. Okay, and that goes there. Pretty neat. These are the flick fire missiles. The only thing I don't like about this setup is that this part's really loose. It goes in and out like that. Whoa, I better stop that. Forget the wrong idea. Okay, and you just push this and it'll fire. And the reason why it's loose like that, and I'll show you if you look inside here. Okay, there's plenty of space, and that's how the mechanism works. Alright. Okay, before I talk about the engines that are connected over here, let's take a look at the instruction book first. Alright. At step 33, you see that it's flat. Alright, and then when you move to step 34, they tell you to curve it down like that, into that position, which I think that is the position that they intended. However, if you go towards the back, you'll see that it's flat again. Probably because it's on the ground, who knows. Alright, and then if you look on the front cover, you'll see that the position is slightly curved down. So in the end, I think it's really up to you. It's whatever you prefer. I happen to do it as they had it in step 34 because I think it looks cooler. Here it is. Alright, this way the ship looks more flat and looks more of a jet than a copter. But like I said, in the end, it's really up to you. Alright. Okay, this set comes with a prison pod, which is a really simple build. Alright, it opens like this, and you can put your alien inside. You don't have to put him all the way in. One set over is fine because he's pretty short. And it closes like that. Okay, and this attaches right here at the red piece. Alright, so that's what it looks like. And it goes in like so. And you can see it barely fits in there. Alright. I tried to put him backwards to see if that works. Okay, because, you know, I want to fly really close to the ground, scare him a little for invading our planet and looking at our women. That's unforgivable. But you can't, so oh well. Overall, this set is pretty nice. I hope you enjoyed this review. Hope to see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.